But first, our Prime Minister has a bad reputation for arrogantly avoiding questions from the media. And I'm not the only one who thinks this. Even the ABC thinks that Anthony Albanese's government has broken key promises on transparency. A rare moment of solidarity with our comrades at the national broadcaster. Well, this week, the PM was at it again. Former Labor PM Paul Keating, the architect of superannuation, criticised Albo's unrealised tax policy on superannuation. So we set out to ask the Prime Minister about it.
The average worker will end up with $3 million in super, therefore qualifying for unrealised gains to be taxed. Is he right with his numbers?
Paul Keating's right to support superannuation.
What was that, PM? That clearly wasn't the question. And instead of engaging with the journalist, Peter Stefanovic, he just talked around the question. Now, he tried to talk just about super in general, and it was really weird and a bit dishonest. Stefanovic tried again, and the result was the same.
But is he
Paul
right?
Keating will always champion superannuation, as will my government.
But is he right when he says the average worker will be caught up in it? If someone who starts work today, the average worker will end up with $3 million in super, therefore having their unrealised gains taxed?
No, well, these are very modest changes.
But is Paul Keating right?
Being discussed.
I'm on Paul Keating now.
We are right. We are right. Well, good on you. You stay on Paul. I'll stay on superannuation.
But are you avoiding it because he's right, or is it because he's wrong?
There he is. That's our Prime Minister. Good on you. Unprofessional, insulting and weak. Getting flustered with such a simple question. So weak that he is proposing a catastrophic change to super that isn't indexed and will impact the average Aussie, and he won't even engage in a discussion about it. It doesn't seem very transparent to me. Well, joining us to discuss this, News Corp columnist and contributor Angela Mollard and our very own skynews.com.au afternoon editor James Bolt. James, let's start with you. What do you make of that interview?
I think Albanese has this habit of, when I look at him, I see a guy who wants to be a conqueror but not a leader. This is a guy that gets really fired up when he's in an election campaign and he's fighting those Tories that he's always hated. But when it comes to victory, he doesn't know what to do. The day-to-day leading doesn't seem to energise him the same way, because dealing with the media is day-to-day leading. Dealing with these difficult questions about your key policies, that's part and parcel of what comes afterwards. And when he's just so annoyed by simple questions, it's not just Peter Stefanovic, this is just a tired thing that's happened for years, he just doesn't want to lead. And
it's such a good point. I mean, Angela, let's bring you in as well, because I find it strange when politicians, they've got a policy, it's their policy, but they don't even want to talk about their policy. Like, why do you not like your own policy?
Well, because he can't argue the policy. That's the problem. And he knows that the electorate is against him on this. But I think the manner and the degree to which politicians now obfuscate, it is getting worse than ever. It's like they've all been to the same media training and they've been taught exactly. And that was a fairly benign question from Peter Stefanovic. That was just coming in and saying, this is what Paul Keating has said. Can you speak to this? And look, this shows to me contempt for legacy media in a way that we haven't seen in the past. They would have not spoken to people like George Negus, to Laurie Oakes, people like that in the past. They would not. They would have given them an answer to the question. And I think they're short-sighted to do it. I'm seeing some encumbrancy hubris here with the Prime Minister. He's, just strutting on the stage, has the floor, has that high majority. But he forgets that it's not just legacy media that will turn on him. It's that those sorts of responses can be cut up by younger generations who voted for him, and that comes over and over and over on TikTok. Well, you lose your majority then, don't you, once people start to see you for what you are.
It's such a good point. I mean, James, he's not being contemptuous to us. I mean, he is, but who cares about us? No one cares about someone.
I care about us.
Someone being dismissed. But it's the viewers, it's Australians. We're asking the questions on behalf of people that are worried about it.
Yeah, I think the cardinal sin in Australia, and it's not just politics, it's any sort of entertainment industry, any sort of public image, is arrogance. Because it's the one thing Australians really get fired up about. If you start thinking you're better than me, I want to tear you down. There's so many examples of this. So Albanese got away with it in the last campaign. It didn't seem to stick, the old arrogant Albanese kind of view of it. But interviews like that, another 3 years, I think that's really going to start wearing on him, that he's arrogant, he thinks he's better than us, and not just the media, but also the people at home that have those same questions.
Yeah, good point.